myself. I should've known to never bring a knife to a gunfight. I should've learned to keep my eyes on the prize. I should've known to never bring a knife to a gunfight. I should've learned to keep my eyes on the prize. Take a rocket to the moon just to find you in your little hiding place. I take Moonrock, Boondock Avenue all the way to outer space. I take a plane, a train, any road, mountains or the sea. 'Cause you can't believe in nothing, nothing is for free. When push comes to shove, you better hope it don't get out of clutch. Don't make me go get out my gun. Try to hold on me. I walk a forest in the dark just to find you, hiding in between the trees. Across the desert in the heat, I'm gonna find you. And when I do, God help me, please. I fight the rain, the pain, hail and snow, mountains or the sea. 'Cause you can't believe in nothing, nothing is for free. When push comes to shove, you better hope it don't get out of clutch. Don't make me go get out my gun. Try to hold on me. Push comes to shove, you better hope it don't get out of clutch. Don't make me go get out my gun. Try to hold on me. Push comes to shove, you better hope it don't get out of clutch.
Welcome, wrestling fans. Lance Walton with you here, and this is UWF Wrestling. And tonight, the brand new tag team champions are in action, as well as Hot Stuff International. Stay with us. All right, good evening, wrestling fans. Lance Muscle with you here for UWF Wrestling. We're coming to you from the Sam Houston Coliseum. And our opening contest is a non-title match featuring the UWF television champion, Brad Armstrong. And this young man has been on a real roll here in the UWF in recent weeks. Joining me, of course, here in the broadcast booth, the big cowboy, Bill Watts. And Bill, what do you got to say about Brad Armstrong? I'll tell you what I got to say about Brad Armstrong. I'm very, very impressed with the young man. I always knew, he comes from a wrestling background. Bullet Bob Armstrong, of course, is his father. I always expected great things from him, but he's even surprised me a little bit by how quickly he's had success here in the UWF, and that's not an easy thing to do. Well, it's definitely not going to be an easy thing to do here tonight, because look at who he's going up against. The one-man gang, and that's a guy who lives up to the name each and every time out. 400 pounds of mass and destruction, and he is here in the UWF laying it down. Well, this one-man gang, he's been running roughshod over the Florida State area for many months now. Decided to try his hand here at UWF. He was hard to handle in Florida, and I have no doubt he's going to be a little bit hard for the boys around here to be handling as well. But we got a lot of big fellas up here that'll step up to that challenge. We're going to find some of those names, going to put them together for him. We're going to hook them up. Well, true test for Brad Armstrong here tonight, and personally, I'm glad the title's not on the line in this one. He may need a little feeling out time, if you know what I mean, before putting the title on the line against this guy. Well, Brad's done a really good job of defending that TV title, and just to see him back in the ring so quickly and continuing to day in and day out get better and better as he goes, that's what this is all about, and that's what we continue to look for and strive for here in UWF Wrestling. No doubt about it, we put on some of the greatest wrestling matches you'll find anywhere, especially right here on the Nation Network. Fans, we are on the eve, on the cuspice, if you will, of one of the biggest events in the history of the Nation Network. And the UWF will be represented at that big event. And, of course, we are talking about the Gold Rush. Takes place tomorrow, live from Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, Nevada. Bell time for that one is 2 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the biggest news right now is that there is a special 30-minute kickoff show. And that will take place starting at 1:30, and that will be exclusively on the Twitch network. Well, we are very excited because you're right. We are going to have representation from the UWF. The one-man gang now choking him out outside the ring. Referee's count continues to climb, and this is dangerously close to a count out. Back and forth the action goes now. Brad Armstrong's got the one-man gang. He's got him up in the air. Who'd have believed that? Well, he held him up there a little bit too long, and now the one-man gang using that brute strength, those elbows to the head of Armstrong, and he comes out of that out the back door. I don't think Brad Armstrong knew what to do with him when he had him up there, though. Well, again, fans, the UWF will be represented at the Gold Rush. And it will be a big match. We're going to actually see both of the men involved in that here tonight in separate matches. But Rick Steiner will be defending the UWF Heavyweight Championship against Bam Bam Bigelow in Las Vegas, Nevada. No rest for the weary. Again, that is tomorrow. Brad Armstrong back in the ring very quickly. One-man gang there to greet him. We are going to see Hot Stuff International in action here tonight. Eddie Gilbert rocking the world of the UWF a week ago. Playing a major role in the return match Ron Simmons had, or I beg your pardon, Dr. Det Steve Williams had for the world title against Rick Steiner, and things didn't work out the way he wanted to, and now the one-man gang just crushing Brad Armstrong in the turnbuckle. 400-pound body splash, and I don't know if Armstrong will ever be the same after that. Well, Brad Armstrong, I said it before, I'll say it again, he's a tremendous wrestler, but he gives up so much size and strength and just general power in a match like this. I don't know if he can overcome it or not, but if anybody could, I would say it would be him. Big suplex right there by the one-man gang, and almost had the 3 count, it looked like, but Armstrong managing to get out. And now the one-man gang raking the eyes of the television champion, and we remind everyone the title not on the line in this one. But what a beatdown he's giving them. Oh, there's a big splash. Armstrong's in trouble, and he almost got pinned right there. And now Armstrong driving him head first into the mat. Now, what is he thinking? Brad Armstrong going all the way up to the top rope. Delivers the elbow. Well, again, I feel it's a mistake right here. I think he should be going for the cover, hooking the leg. He's got the man in trouble. When you have a man in trouble like the one-man gang, you've got to go for the opportunity because you don't know if you're going to get another one. Taking a big chance, in my opinion, here by not going for that cover. I agree with that wholeheartedly, but there he is. Dropped him again, and this time the one-man gang has been busted open. And now look at Brad Armstrong preparing, perhaps. There it is, super kick, and he missed. Well, he missed him on the first one, but he got him on the return. But now it's the one-man gang taking Armstrong. Oh, wow, what a big elbow drop right there. One-man gang hammering down on the head of the UWF television champion. Working on the shoulders and the back. We can't get a good look at him right now to see how bad that cut really is, whether or not it could be impairing his vision. But we do know the one-man gang is spilling blood. Big clothesline, and now all the way up to the floor goes Brad Armstrong. And now Armstrong going for a DDT, but the one-man gang fighting out of it. Dodges back into the ring to beat the count, and now both men back and forth. Brad Armstrong getting the upper hand. Nice move right there as he rolls through it, comes up and going to work on the shoulder. And now Brad Armstrong firing up this crowd, boy. Oh, tremendous move right there by Brad Armstrong with the back elbow. Now an inverted atomic knee drop, and this is what I'm talking about. Shades of his daddy right there, because his daddy would fire up. That's why they call him Bullet Bob, I'll tell you right now. When he gets just about enough of you, that's exactly what would happen. Now he's got him in that clover leaf. The one-man gang in trouble. Referee doesn't necessarily have the best position to see if he's submitting or not. He may have, I don't know. Referee certainly didn't have the right angle. And Brad Armstrong once again trying to put the finishing kibosh on this one. And again he misses. Well, I'll tell you right now, I'll give all the credit in the world to the one-man gang right now because he's managed to avoid that big kick not once but twice. And that takes a lot to do that in the same match. Oh, speaking of kicks, he just kicked him off, and now look at this, another reversal, this time by Armstrong. Will that be enough? Oh, I thought he had him. That was very close right there to a 3 count. One-man gang just barely getting that shoulder up. And you can tell right now by looking at him, he's just about done. There is very little fight left in the one-man gang. And I got to give all the credit in the world to Brad Armstrong for managing to make this happen. Armstrong now reverse chin lock, and he's got him. Really cinching it in deep on the one-man gang. Working his way back up to his feet is the one-man gang, and now a big elbow, and another one into the solar plexus. Armstrong up, and now he couldn't hold him. Armstrong dropping him down and further opening the wound on the head of the one-man gang. The referee definitely have to start looking at that cut now, because that cut is really bad, and it is definitely getting into the eyes of the one-man gang. Brad Armstrong managing to throw the near 400-pounder across the ring. Win, lose, or draw, I've been really amazed by Brad Armstrong in this match. Again, goes for the cover, hooks the leg, gets two, and he no. Driving the elbow right into the wound on the forehead. Again, the referee might want to take a look at that and see if he has to stop the match. Armstrong with a big elbow drop, and now hooks the leg once again. There's two, and he got him! He got him! Wow, what a big win for the UWF Television Champion. Non-title match, but just the same. Brad Armstrong is just making me proud here tonight. That is why he is the UWF Television Champion. Oh, wait a minute. What the heck's going on here? Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert attacking the one-man gang. And now Brad Armstrong turning his attack on Eddie Gilbert. And now the one-man gang and Brad Armstrong facing off. Fans, I don't know what to tell you about this. We'll be back. Fans, just a reminder, tomorrow morning at 1:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Gold Rush Kickoff Show will take place on Twitch, our sister channel. Just search for Vince_McSham. Once again, that is the kickoff show from 1:30 to 2. Then at 2 a.m., we come right back here to the Nation Network on YouTube for the Gold Rush. tonight, fans. This is going to be a big one. Ted DiBiase and Dr. Net Steve Williams heading down to the ring. They will still be joined by one more, as this is a six-man tag team match. Very easily could have been the main event tonight. No, definitely could have been, and you mentioned it earlier on tonight. Let's talk about it. We saw what happened, Dr. Dead Steve Williams, in his return match against Rick Steiner, who pulled off one of the big upsets, I believe. Not to say anything against Rick Steiner. He's capable, and he proved he's capable. But I think a lot of people thought Dr. Dead Steve Williams would retain the UWF title definitely longer than he ended up doing. But in that return match, what happens? Rick Steiner really was hanging on for dear life, had a moment where things started going his way, and then all of a sudden starts the motion to the back, and next thing you know, you got Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and the Mad Dog coming down here. It wasn't pretty, I'll tell you that right now. Well, tonight, Dr. Dead Steve Williams looking to extract a level of revenge, perhaps. And here is the partner that they have chosen tonight to go to battle with, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And let me tell you what, fans, this guy is put together. You talk about chiseled from granite. Boy, oh boy. Absolutely, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. He's no slouch in the wrestling ring. He'll go head-to-head, nose-to-nose, and he will absolutely go to battle and war with anybody that wants to step in the ring with him. And now here comes the opposition. Hot Stuff International, Eddie Gilbert, Bulldog Buzz Sawyer, and the UWF champion Rick Steiner. DiBiase now going to lock up, and he got caught with a jawbreaker. And now DiBiase and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert exchanging blows here. Well, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert just taking him down. Look at him now, hammering away. He is teeing off right now on Ted DiBiase, doing a great job. This is the official in-ring debut of Eddie Gilbert, as well as Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. I beg your pardon. Well, the Mad Dog now in the ring with DiBiase, and he puts him down and down heavy. Now DiBiase, call him with a big knee lift right there. And now all of a sudden the Mad Dog in trouble. Backed up into his own corner. DiBiase better be real careful with Rick Steiner and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert that close. That's a dangerous move he's trying there. Oh, DiBiase walked right into the big boot, and now the Mad Dog once again taking care of business. I think one of the biggest mistakes wrestlers could ever make right here with the Mad Dog is to look at him and judge a book by the cover. He is not the biggest man ever going to be in a wrestling ring. He is not 7'2". He's not 325 pounds. But I'll tell you right now, he is absolutely vicious. That is a vicious dog. Call him Mad Dog if you want. He's vicious. And look at this right here. That inverted atomic knee drop, and then Eddie Gilbert attacking the leg, or the knee more precisely, of DiBiase, who is yet to make the tag. And thus far, the UWF champion has been outside the ring the entire time, which may not be the worst strategy when you consider the fact he's defending that title in less than 24 hours. Traveling here from Texas to Las Vegas. Not a very far trip, only a couple hours by plane, but still at the same time, you want time to rest and recuperate, especially before a title match. He won't have a lot of that, but he'll get some. Oh, now DiBiase finally starting to get a little bit of offense under him. And now attacking the knee. Oh, hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert. We've been waiting for a couple of weeks to see Gilbert and the Mad Dog actually in ring. What a move right there by Eddie Gilbert. He hooks the leg. That could be enough. 1, 2. He got him. Holy cow. Unbelievable. I'll tell you right now, I didn't expect that to happen, but we saw the double team, and DiBiase never had a chance to make the tag out to either of his tag team partners. He tried to at one point in time, but then Sawyer caught him with that big boot on his way in. Well, you want to talk about a statement match, and let's talk about something else. Rick Steiner didn't have to break a sweat. He's going in at 100% to the Gold Rush. That is about the best news they could have got tonight. All right, fans, stay with us. We'll be back with more UWF action. All right, fans, it is time now to get a look. This is a special match right here indeed, as we're going to be getting a look at the Battle of the Bam Bams. Bam Bam Terry Gordy making the trip here to the Sam Houston Coliseum. He's going to be going one-on-one against Bam Bam Bigelow, and we mentioned earlier that Bigelow's got a huge opportunity going after the UWF World Championship as part of the Gold Rush. I'll tell you, he's got a huge opportunity, but he's got a huge disadvantage in my opinion too, because Rick Steiner just went through that last match and didn't have to break a sweat because he never had to get in the ring. And now you've got Bam Bam Bigelow. There's no way he's not getting in the ring. This is a one-on-one match. There's no way of avoiding contact. There's no way of avoiding Bam Bam Terry Gordy, quite frankly. And I'll tell you, that is not a good picture to have when you're less than 24 hours away from a world title match. Yeah, well, the other thing is Gordy clearly not in that picture whatsoever, and you don't think that's going to maybe sit badly with him. You're just kind of kidding yourself. And while he won't have the opportunity, he might relish the idea of playing the role of the spoiler. If I can't have it, no one shall. If he can do a number here on Bam Bam Bigelow, he could, in effect, change the outcome of the match, or at least determine it. That's very possible indeed, and Bam Bam Terry Gordy, the man that can do that. All right, the Battle of the Bam Bams happening right here on the Nation Network. And Gordy really opening it up on Bam Bam Bigelow. You know, even if he doesn't sustain any real serious damage in this match, just imagine Bigelow losing the match anyway. It's just going to have to mess with his psyche going into that match tomorrow night. Oh, Bigelow now fighting power with power as he just launched Terry Gordy with that double throat lift and then spine busted him into the canvas. Gordy still hasn't recovered from that yet. Both of these men have shown signs of offense. And look at Bigelow sending him all the way out to the hard floor surface here. And now it's really going to get just a little bit dicey, I think. Oh, Bam Bam Bigelow right now is fighting a desperate fight, you might say. He might have been woken up by Terry Bam Bam Gordy. And to your point earlier, if he loses, yes, it would psychologically affect him, I believe, going into that title match. But what happens if he beats Bam Bam Terry Gordy? How does that affect him psychologically? He'd be on top of the world, don't you think? Oh, I've got no doubt about that in my mind. I believe absolutely he'd be just throbbing at the bit when that bell rings. Once again, fans, if you've just joined us, the Gold Rush starting at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Nation Network. However, we have a special 30-minute kickoff starting at 1:30, and that will be exclusively on the Twitch Network. Join us there for the kickoff show. Bam Bam Terry Gordy is on the receiving end of some big forearms, and I'll tell you, Bigelow starting to show everybody why he's got that #1 rank and the opportunity that he's got at the Gold Rush. And now Bam Bam Terry Gordy coming back with some offense of his own. Big right hand right upside the head of Bigelow. Snapmare takes him down. Our main event later on tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see the brand new tag team champions, the J.Y. Duggan non-title match going up against the Masked Superstar and Bruiser Brody. Yeah, you want to talk about a match of the monsters there, you've got it. Now Bigelow hits the ropes for a big guy. He can sure move around the ring well. And now Terry Gordy. There goes the referee. Well, referee got a little bit too close to the action that time. I don't believe it was intentional. He's not going to get disqualified for it. But Bam Bam Bigelow might want to be very careful about that because he could have been disqualified. And if you do that in a match with the world title on the line, that'd be one hell of a way not to go away with the gold. Bigelow. Deadlift gut wrench on Bam Bam Terry Gordy. Unbelievable. And now Bigelow again ascending to the top rope. There's the moonsault. That could be it right there. Referee's in position. 2 and 3. No. Well, Bam Bam Bigelow felt that should have been 3. He's getting up in the referee's face and he's telling him, I don't like that count. Now, you don't like that count, I don't know what to tell you. That was a pretty straightforward count in my opinion, but you better just keep on dishing out the punishment because he came that close to beating a major name like Bam Bam Terry Gordy. And again, I can't help but think of the rush he'd be on going into that title match if he gets this win. Oh, Gordy with a pile driver on Bam Bam Bigelow now. That might have just turned the tide of this match around. Boot to the midsection, and Bam Bam Terry Gordy has him up in the air. Tremendous power bomb. And now Gordy hooks the leg. Will that be enough? He got no. I'll tell you something right now, both of these boys taking one heck of a butt whooping, and they are both responding. Neither man will stay down. Now Bam Bam Bigelow right back in control. Bigelow going for a power bomb of his own, but Gordy using that momentum to his advantage. We want to thank all of you for joining us here on the Nation Network. Spread the word. Tell your friends if they're not subscribed to check us out. Click that subscribe button and be a part of the growing nation here. Bigelow with a DDT, just laid him out. He's going to go for the cover, but he's not hooking the leg. I don't know how many times we have to say it, but there is no way you're going to pin somebody, especially a man like Terry Gordy, without hooking the leg. You just have to know that. You have to do it. But sometimes, and we see it time and time again, where a wrestler misses on a simple move like that. Oh, wait a minute. Bigelow, one more time, all the way up to the top rope, and this could be bad news for Bam Bam Terry Gordy. There's the headbutt, and he nailed him with it. Bigelow shaking off a little bit of the impact himself. He hooks the leg and gets the big win. Well, that is a huge win right there for Bam Bam Bigelow, and it justifies him being the #1 man for the UWF Championship, in my opinion. No doubt about it. Even though he had to go through a bit of a grueling match here tonight, I think he'll be better for it heading into the title match. Will he have enough to dethrone Rick Steiner, however? I think after this match tonight, we know he has enough. Now, the question is, it's Vegas. Let the chips fall where they may. But sometimes you can get dealt a bad hand, if you know what I mean. And when it comes to Hot Stuff International, we just never know what to expect from them. In the Battle of the Bam Bams, it is Bigelow standing. Fans, stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, wrestling fans, we are back. We want to welcome Narazzo to the Nation Network. This is a return match. These two men were battling for and exchanging at one point in time the UWF Television Championship. However, tonight neither man wears the gold, but they still have differences they'd like to settle. Well, you know, I've said it many times. Since coming over here to the UWF, Kamala has been his own man. He hasn't had anybody in his corner. He's proven he doesn't really need it. But he is still every bit as unpredictable as he's ever been. And when you look at a guy like this, and you start to wonder yourself, what if somebody were to get into his head? What if somebody was to start becoming his manager, if you'd call it that? I don't know that you can manage Kamala. I think maybe you try to control him to some degree. And even then, I think that's a pretty tough pill to swallow. Well, we've seen him both with and without. I don't know that he's much more dangerous either way. I just know that he's dangerous. Here comes his opponent, the former television champion, the man whom Kamala took the title from, Terry Taylor, in a match that was a real beatdown. Yeah, he took that TV title from in under a minute. It was just unbelievable how quickly he went through Terry Taylor, and after that, he kept on rolling for quite a little bit. Well, Terry Taylor has made it clear that that was a one-time deal and that he can prove that he is worthy of being in the ring with and that he can defeat somebody like Kamala. Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he can. I don't know that he will because Kamala, man, you're looking at a man who's near 500-pound mark. I mean, he's over 400 pounds. And there it is. Right off the bat, you see that. The size and strength advantage. Taylor couldn't move him at all. And Kamala just manhandling Terry Taylor in this match. Well, it is still early, and Taylor now coming up with a couple of moves. What a nice right there. He caught him with that flying head scissor. And now the Ugandan Giant is in trouble. Terry Taylor starting to really dish it out. He stunned him, but he couldn't get him off his feet. It is very hard to get that man off his feet, but there he does it. Indeed, he slingshots him off the rope. He probably should have kept him down while he had the chance. Kamala again using that strength advantage. Just pushing Taylor around, putting the boot to him or the foot to him as it may be. Fans, we've been talking about the Gold Rush because we are going to see the UWF champion, Rick Steiner, defending the UWF title at that event. We will bring you highlights of that match next week right here on UWF Championship Wrestling. But you'll want to watch that one live. Of course, the big main event that everybody's been talking about. The AWA champion, Nick Bockwinkel, putting the title up against Jerry the King Lawler. And the world-class title that he has. That is definitely one of the most contested feuds that we see in professional wrestling today, bar none. I definitely am looking forward to watching that match here on the Nation Network myself, and I'm going to be glued to the TV to see which one of those two men walks away with not one but two titles. Now Kamala going to work on the trapezius area. That upper shoulder near the neck of Terry Taylor, and that can really wear you down. A lot of nerves running through there. Now Kamala has him up, and oh man, just dropped him throat first across the top rope. Well, I got to give Terry Taylor a lot of credit for what he's done out there so far. He's really put up a great fight. But I do think that the size and strength disadvantage for him is going to start to play its role. I'm not sure if he'll be able to overcome that for much longer. Well, he just overcame it for the moment, but I think he's making a really big mistake by acknowledging the crowd instead of the man who's trying to knock his head off. But thus far, it hasn't come back to bite him, as he still maintains the offense against Kamala. Here's the Irish whip, and now the big Ugandan over the apron and out to the floor. Terry Taylor with the hammer fist going down into the face of Kamala. Ramming him into the guardrail, and now what's he going to do here again? Terry Taylor continues handing out the punishment here. Referee's count continues to climb, and there's another big knee lift by Taylor. Well, I'll say one thing right now. Terry Taylor's already made up for the last meeting where that match was so quickly over. Kamala just ran through him like a hot knife through butter, and he's shown right now that he is capable of going toe-to-toe with the big man. Now the question remains, is he big enough and he's bad enough to put the big man away? And that's what we haven't seen yet, but I have a funny feeling we may find that out. Well, I got to say something. After all that punishment he just handed out, he only got a 1 count. Kamala's like a Sherman tank. He's taking all of it and just absorbs it. And now with a big headbutt, and Taylor might have had his bell rung with that one. He may not know what day it is at the moment. Oh, this is what happens. Dropping the big elbow, and Terry Taylor, that's 2 and 3. Well, he did put up a much better fight, but the end result remains the same, and Kamala's win-loss record here in the UWF, very impressive indeed. Yeah, I've got to agree 100%, and very, very impressive that he has only lost maybe 1 or 2 matches here in the UWF, and he's been on a heck of a win streak other than that. And Terry Taylor gave him all the fight he had in him, and I thought for a couple of moments there, I thought it looked like he might actually be able to do something with the big man, but the size and strength that we talked about throughout the match really just turned out to be too much for Terry Taylor to overcome. Well, referee better get out of the ring. I'll tell you that right now. Kamala may not say many words, but when he says go, you better go. Man, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go right now, but we'll be back with the main event. Stay with us. Wrestling fans, this is Ken Resnick inviting you to join us for AWA, American Wrestling Association Wrestling Action, right here on the Nation Network. The biggest, the best, all of the greatest names in professional wrestling under one banner, and that banner is the AWA. Nick Bockwinkel, the Road Warrior, Stan the Lariat Hansen, the Midnight Rockers, and many, many more right here, exclusively in the AWA, exclusively on the Nation Network. And just a reminder that the Gold Rush can be watched right here on the Nation Network starting at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, there is a special 30-minute kickoff show that will begin at 1:30 a.m. on Twitch, our sister channel, and you can find that by going to twitch.tv/Vince_McSham. If you're not already following us on that, please sign up so you don't miss any of the great action here as part of the Nation Network. All right, here we go. The Masked Superstar making his way down to the ring. World renowned is the Masked Superstar. He has made a name for himself anywhere and everywhere he's gone. He's definitely well known. He's been around the country. He's been around the world. He's a big name over in Japan as well. And now, right now, he's made his home here in the UWF, at least for the moment. We'll see what kind of opportunities he can create for himself here in the UWF. I'm very, very anxious to see what lies ahead for the Masked Superstar. And here comes his tag team partner. He's actually the Bahamas champion for NWA Florida, making his appearance right here on the UWF Wrestling. And here's another one that's world renowned, and perhaps world renowned and world feared. Bruiser Brody. He's a little maniacal, I would say. Just a little bit, do you think? Bruiser Brody, I'll tell you right now, Bruiser Brody he's half crazy at least. but he will absolutely destroy an opponent once that bell rings, and sometimes he doesn't even wait quite that long. Well, even though the titles aren't up for grabs here tonight, what an opportunity, what a challenge for the brand new UWF Tag Team Champions, the Junkyard Dog and Jim Duggan. These guys were able to do what nobody else was able to do for months, and that is they were able to dethrone the New Zealand Sheepherders. No doubt about it, that is not an easy task to do, and we know that firsthand because we saw a lot of teams come and go and come up short against the Sheepherders. These two guys seized the opportunity, they pulled off the big win, and they are the new UWF Tag Team Champions, and I personally am very proud of these two men and what they've accomplished. As the summer kicks into high gear here on the Nation Network, Masked Superstar charging across the ring, wasting no time at all as he's unloading on the big man from Glens Falls, New York, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Drops in with a DDT, and down goes Duggan. Well, as Masked Superstar, I told you, he's been around the globe so many times over. He's a different style. He's tough. He's a pretty big guy. Now, Jim Duggan, a lot of people don't realize, has an amateur wrestling background. He's done very well for himself in amateur wrestling. Was a state champion at one point in time in high school. But he does tend to be known more for a fisticuff style of wrestling. He's a very raw-boned, ham-hock kind of wrestler. As Masked Superstar generally can fight that same kind of fight, but I think he'd probably show a little bit more wrestling technique in his style. Well, maybe, but he'll also downright break the rules the first chance he gets. And when you look at his tag team partner, I mean, good luck if you're the referee is all I can say. And fans, I have just been notified Rick Steiner has left the building. No doubt heading towards Las Vegas, where he will defend the UWF World Championship as a part of the Gold Rush. Now it's Jim Duggan. Oh, wait a minute, he got caught. Celebrating is not the right move to make in a moment like that, and if that were in the middle of the ring, who's to say? I got to admit, I'm a little bit surprised that Jim Duggan would do a move like that, especially this early on in the match, because you have to know the Masked Superstar is going to take a lot more beating before he's going to stay down. And we still haven't seen Bruiser Brody or the Junkyard Dog in this match yet. Well, indeed we haven't, but let's look back to the six-man match where DiBiase never was able to tag out. There's two, and oh, he almost got him. Wow. Man, that would have been a big surprise right there to see Duggan go down that quickly. Superstar now, he might be going for that patented neck breaker, and he does. He's won many matches with that one. Will he have one more added to it? Well, not yet anyway. Junkyard Dog had to make that save. The Masked Superstar has been known to load that mask up on occasions, and when he hits the headbutt after that, generally speaking, guys don't get back up. Here's a double team now as we get our first look at the Bahamas champion, Bruiser Brody, who has been stunned, and now Jim Duggan working over the arm of Bruiser Brody. Will he take the opportunity to make the tag to the Junkyard Dog? And if he doesn't, I believe that's a huge mistake. Well, he does take that opportunity. He must have been listening to you, but that was a smart move right there by Jim Duggan. He needed to get a fresh man in. Soften Bruiser Brody up just a little bit for the Junkyard Dog, which is an advantage for anybody. Now the Junkyard Dog really finding it, going to work with the big forearms, and now he's got Bruiser Brody all the way out to the floor. And the Junkyard Dog follows him out there. Brody defends himself with a big back elbow right to the face of the Junkyard Dog. And now he just rammed the head of Bruiser Brody into the apron, the corner of the ring, and that can split you wide open. The Junkyard Dog understands what he's up against, and he knows Bruiser Brody. He's no stranger to the man. He's seen him. He's been around the same circles, and he understands that Bruiser Brody is going to pull out every dirty trick in the book the first opportunity he gets. So Junkyard Dog going to take advantage of some of the things around, I think. Well, he just caught him with a big headbutt. Will that be enough? He got two, and that's all. Bruiser Brody, formerly a long-time holder of the World Class Tag Team Championship, as a part of Percival Pringle's family. Power slam right there by the Dog. And then many times that's been enough for him. Now he pulls Brody over to the corner, but maybe too deep, but maybe not. I thought his foot might have been under the bottom rope. I'm not sure that wasn't, but the referee's point of view was really obscured there. He wasn't able to see what was going on from that angle. Look at Brody. Look at Brody and what he just did. And he made it look effortless. He just got him up in a suplex position and just threw him down like he was nothing. And with Junkyard Dog, you're talking about a good 268 pounds. Well, back body drop now as the Masked Superstar walks right into it. Now Junkyard Dog's got him around the waist. And gut wrench suplexed him with authority, really planting him into the ring. Tag made, and again, Duggan back in. Let's see if he's a little better off now that he's had a break. There's the electric chair drop, and down goes the Masked Superstar. And now Duggan hammering down on the head. Frequent tags now being made by the UWF Tag Team Champions, and that is the name of the game. If you can keep your fresh man in the ring and keep the other team away from their partner, you're going to win most of your matches, no doubt about it. I would definitely have to say that the Tag Team Champions are wrestling the smarter match here tonight, not necessarily getting the best offense in. Now, I think that might be just slightly in the corner of the challengers, even though title's not on the line tonight. Let's make that very clear. Superstar falls out the back and then ends up driving the back of the head of the Junkyard Dog into the canvas. Once again, the turnbuckle tag is made. Double team coming up here. Junkyard Dog, Irish whip in he goes. Back body drop way up in the air and down with a thud. The sound of his body hitting that canvas, I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to be him. Tremendous uppercut by Brody, and there's the big knee, and that's one of those moves that he uses to score a victory a lot of times. There's another one as he caught him with that heart punch. Well, Brody's really just going through the entire alphabet of all of his moves. A to Z, he's just unloading on the Junkyard Dog right now. And if he goes to that top rope and drives that knee down into the head, I got to say, this match is over. Power slam by Bruiser Brody, and the Junkyard Dog really needs to make a tag. Oh, wait a minute, it might not happen, though. Brody going up into the point you made. If he hits with this, and he connects, it might be over. He hooks the leg. Will that be enough? There's 2 and 3. Wow, what a big win for the Man Superstar and Bruiser Brody. That is a tremendous victory right there for both of those men, and you have to believe that those 2 guys right now are looking at a tag team title match down the line. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. How do you not give them a title match after a win like that? Well, both teams had opportunities in this one. But Brody right here went on an offensive march through the Junkyard Dog, and it led to that finale. Fans, we want to remind everyone to join us at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Nation Network for the Gold Rush. And 1:30, we will have the special kickoff show, and that'll be exclusively on Twitch. We'll see you later on for the Gold Rush right here on the Nation Network. So long, everyone.